Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Under Armour Steph Curry 2 in the USA colorway. The shoe has a retail price of $130 US. It's available in multiple different colorways. If you're interested in a pair, there is a buy it now link down below in the description of this video. Go ahead and check that out. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. All right, so here is a look at the Curry 2s in the USA colorway. I will say this, as I'm making this video, it is the day of the release of this shoe. That also happens to be the day of Game 6 in their series against OKC. So depending on when this video goes up, they may still be in, they may be out. I'm not really sure at this point. The game hasn't happened yet. But I thought I would leave that as a disclaimer because I know a lot of you guys will probably leave comments in regards to what's happening with Steph Curry's career at the moment, because there are some pretty big moments happening right now. Nonetheless, this is the Steph Curry 2, which is a shoe that honestly I've been meaning to pick up for a very, very long time, but every time I went to go buy one, they didn't have them in my size, which I always thought was really, really interesting. And it's something I kind of wanted to talk about in a video. A lot of you guys who are subscribed to my sneaker channel are probably subscribed to my soccer channel as well, so I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent that you may or may not care about. If you follow my soccer channel, a lot of this will make sense to you, but Under Armour is a brand that's been around for a little while now, and they've established themselves. I think everybody knows what Under Armour is. In fact, if you go to a general sports store and you ask for compression gear, most people will refer to compression gear as Under Armour just because they don't know of any other word for it. That's kind of a cool thing that I think a lot of people don't even kind of think about, but they've had a hard time establishing themselves in the soccer world. And when they first started making soccer shoes, honestly, they were pretty sketchy. I don't think there's any denying that. But the stuff they've been making over the last couple of years, it's been very good. I've been telling people it's very good, but people just do not want to give it a chance. But with this particular shoe, the Steph Curry 2, and even the original Steph Curry model, people have really kind of caught on with the Under Armour brand because, like I said, every time I go to the store to buy a pair of these, they don't have my size, and that's likely because I am one of the more popular sizes. These are a 9.5, but nonetheless, they're selling out, which is unusual for any brand that isn't Nike. So I picked these up in the USA colorway. I really like how they look. It's a little bit more simple. Some of them have been kind of crazy. I almost picked up the Mother's Day ones, the gray and pink ones, but I decided that I probably didn't want to wear around pink shoes, but again, I don't think they're bad looking. I'm just not a guy to wear pink. Nonetheless, Steph Curry, it's a shoe. This is a shoe that, based on the season that he had, and I watched him all year long, I felt obligated to buy a pair of these and support what Under Armour is doing. Nike's got to be kicking themselves that they didn't re-sign that guy because he has been basically a gold mine for Under Armour, and he's single-handedly grown this brand pretty significantly. I know a lot of people are going to talk about Cam Newton as well, and he's a pretty big name, but I don't think he's selling the same amount of sneakers and product that Steph Curry is for Under Armour with his sneaker line, and I guess some of his apparel as well. But he's one of those guys, you look at the retro Jordans and they're so popular and stuff like that, and I never really understood it. I'm born in 1993, Michael Jordan was pretty much done by the time I was of age to even pay attention to that kind of thing. So Steph Curry, for a lot of these younger guys, and perhaps people that are a little bit newer to basketball, kind of like myself, you watch this guy play and he does stuff that you don't expect almost every single time. He makes shots that seem impossible. He does things that you've never seen before, and it's something that you can't replicate. It's something that you can't believe, and that's why I think this shoe line has done so well. His play obviously has a big part in the popularity of his products, but again, it's been an amazing thing, and given the season that he had, first ever unanimous MVP, hopefully, I guess if they get knocked out of the playoffs, a lot of people will say that none of that matters. But again, just given the season that he had in this particular sneaker, I kind of felt obligated to buy a pair, and I'll use them at the gym. I don't really play basketball competitively or anything like that, but I like to shoot around at the gym, and that's kind of what I'm going to be using these for. Nonetheless, that's enough talking. We'll talk about the shoes really quickly. Obviously, this is the USA colorway, so the white, red, and blue are your three main colors that you're going to find across the entire shoe itself. The upper is a combination of this kind of synthetic leather material and then a mesh, all solid white in color. It's their Speed Form upper, which again, similar technology to what you're going to find across the entire brand. Same goes for soccer as well as running. They make great running shoes as well, but I think those have been a little bit better received. Nonetheless, pretty much all white upper. You have some navy blue accents here within the mesh, as well as the SC Steph Curry logo, or the 30 logo right here at the toe. You can see it does say Under Armour Speed Form, referring to the technology of the upper right here in red. You have the Under Armour logo in red, which another thing, people don't seem to like the Under Armour logo, which I get it to a certain extent. Some of their shoes where they put the logo, I guess, is a little bit odd, but I don't mind it. I don't think it's an ugly logo by any means. It's just something a little bit different, and I guess people have a hard time getting used to that. You have this kind of lace loop system, as you guys can see, where basically the upper just kind of folds over on itself and then they stitch it to make a loop. Laces run through. You have your blue and red laces, again, the Steph Curry logo in red on the tongue. Heel counter in that navy blue color. The entire inside of the shoe, solid navy blue as well. And then the midsole, as you can see, has kind of a shiny finish right here, where it's navy blue fades to white, and then you have the white paint speckling. Little red accents in the form of the plastic kind of shank plates running through the forefoot and midfoot area. It does have their charged foam all the way through, which I haven't really used on a running shoe. I've used it only in the form of an insole on the Clutch Fit Force 2.0, their soccer cleat, and it's pretty good on that shoe. Again, you have that fade here on the medial side, and then it says I can do all things, something that obviously is featured on all of his shoes. A lot of basketball players, they write stuff on their shoes. It's something that I guess is a little bit weird. You don't see that in the soccer world all that much, but I guess kind of a cool thing that they did add that on to his shoes as kind of a permanent feature. And then, of course, on the bottom, all white outsole. You see the red shank plate with the Under Armour logo there in navy blue. And then you have what they call their organic herringbone traction pattern, which based on my understanding of what I've read about this shoe and what I've watched about this shoe, is that it works pretty good. So I'm excited to try them out. They felt very comfortable. I really, really like how they fit. I like how the shoe looks. Is it the best looking shoe ever? Absolutely not. But again, given the type of season that Steph Curry has had, I really, really felt obligated to kind of support the man, support the Under Armour brand, support his shoe line, and just have something to, I guess, remember this particular season. It's part of the reason why the Jordan retros have been so popular, not so much for the younger guys, but the older guys that know the meaning, they watch the games, they remember him wearing the shoes. I kind of get it now, the sentimental value that it has, the memories that perhaps it brings back, and this is a pair of shoes that, for me, I guess is going to do a little bit of that. So kind of a cool thing, not something that I don't really have much sentimental value with most of my sneaker purchases. I just kind of get what I like the look of. But for me, this one, I felt obligated to buy, and it also helps that I actually like the sneakers as well. All right, so here is a look at the Curry 2s on feet. And this is one of those shoes that honestly, when I tried them on, I was really surprised at how comfortable they were. This is the first time that I've had the opportunity to try them on in my proper size, and I really like how they fit. Given the type of material and how it looks from the outside, the shoe, and the upper of the shoe I should say, is a lot softer against your foot and just feels better than you would expect it to, I guess. It's soft and flexible in the right areas, but at the same time it feels really kind of well structured on your foot. It feels like a solid performance shoe, which ultimately it is. The underfoot cushioning, charged foam, feels a little bit firmer out of the box than I was expecting. I thought it would be a little bit more plush and a little bit just, I guess, softer, but that's something that could change over time. That's generally the case with a lot of foam cushioning systems. It just requires a little bit of break-in time. And the shoe itself, it's flexible in the right areas, but again, has some good structure and kind of stiffness to the base as well, which I personally don't mind. It's a comfortable shoe. I like the cut, how it's a little bit lower at the back and kind of higher up at the front of your ankle. And again, they just fit really, really nicely. Width-wise, I'd say they're going to be suitable for most people. It does have a little bit more of a snug fit through the midfoot, but not particularly narrow. I guess if you have really wide feet, maybe go a half size up. But for the most part, they do run true to size, and I think will fit most people in their true size. I'm wearing my usual size 9.5 US here, and the fit and length is absolutely perfect. So like I said, for most people, I would personally recommend going true to size. in order to achieve the best possible fit. All right, guys, that is it for my review of the USA Edition Under Armour Steph Curry 2. If you guys are interested in a pair of these for yourself, again, there is a buy it now link down below in the description of this video. If you have any questions at all for me regarding this shoe, leave them down below in the comments. I will get an answer out to you. And if you have any suggestions for other sneakers you'd perhaps like to see featured on the channel, leave those down below in the comments as well, and I'll take a look at what you guys have to say. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. If you'd like to see more sneaker reviews, of course, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. All my social media information is linked in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.